We have a customer of ours that has been a customer actually for about 2-3 years now, and we've gone through this bike left, right, up, down, you name it. He's taken very good care of this overall, even though he beats the snot out of it. And he was complaining of a power loss issue, which we threw this bike on the dyno yesterday evening, and we noticed that it had a misfire up until about 7,500 RPM. Well, after about that 7K, 7,500, it starts to pull, but we still are low on power. And we'll show you guys the graphs here in a little bit compared to when the last time he was here. Long story short, to me, I'm like, hey, the issues that he was having, I'm like, this is a strong indication that we're having a fueling issue with his lower injector assembly. So we pulled out the injectors. Lewis is currently cleaning some of the injectors out here on our injector cleaner. And this one in particular had a really funky spray pattern. Normally they're supposed to atomize, and we'll show you guys that process here in just a second. But when we looked inside of here, do you want to grab your flashlight real quick and slap it in here? The way this works, or the way, yeah, see, there you go. You can kind of see it there. So the filter element inside of here, so all your injectors have filters in it, believe it or not. They have these little tiny filters. And this particular filter has a bunch of gunk all in it. It's really difficult to get this on camera, but you can kind of see how it's built up into there on that backside over here, on this backside here. You can kind of see there's some crud all in there. It looks almost like little maggots or something, but that right there is just crud coming through the system. By eye, yeah, this thing, it's either that or basically what it could be is just an old filter element. You can see the discoloration on this injector. So this discoloration on the injector is, you know, it's an older injector. So Lewis is gonna throw this on there. We're gonna show you guys what a good one should look like, a good flowing injector versus what this one is flowing like. So what you wanna see is you wanna see a really good atomization, okay? You want to see these like spraying and misting at the same time. What we're going to experience with this one, the bad one, is it's going to be almost like a little hose, where it's going to be like a straight line and just spitting out more or less like a, I don't know, kind of like just a straight line spit. You'll see what we're talking about here, and that's going to be an indication of poor atomization, what's going to give bad drivability, hesitations, hiccuping, all kinds of issues with the drivability. All right, so we're gonna set our setting here, lock that down. All right, so notice here we have really good atomization, and now look at this one. Good atomization. That's the pulsing that you're seeing in the cell phone. And then look. Horrible. Look at even the spray pattern now. It's barely coming out. It's trickling out. There's the difference here. Yep. And then look at our volume. So decent volume. How long are you doing? 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
So we have a decent volume. This is still...
This one's still a little low because the other ones were at like 40.
It should be around 40 to 50. So basically you're kind of getting the point, but again, he's coming in with these hesitation, these hiccups, and he's like, hey man, the bike feels off. Something feels broken. Something feels damaged. And that's, oh yeah. Hit it again. It was clear as day. You don't have to even clear it out. You can just leave it. I mean, look at the difference. We got one over here spraying like crazy. So we got this one spraying really good.
You got a fucking hurricane versus a sprinkle.
Yeah, we got a sprinkle over here. So that is definitely a clear indication we got gunk all in that injector. So there's different ways of cleaning it. You can ultrasonic clean it, which we'll try to do that next. We have an ultrasonic cleaner, so with a heating element inside of it. So we're gonna try to heat it up, loosen up that gunk, try to get it to break down and get out of there. But again, this is getting to be a pretty old bike in today's day. I mean, this is now what, a 15-year-old bike, 16, 17? Yeah, about 16 to 17-year-old bike now. Yeah, it's an old bike. It's an old girl. Those look like the original injectors in there. So more or less, it's, you know, it's tired. It's a little tired. So these injectors, they're gonna get a little gummed up. They're gonna have a little bit of caking, especially depending on what kind of gas station you're going to. It happens, guys. You know, it happens quite often, honestly, that you're getting bad gas. You'll get a bad mixture of gas, and whenever you go to fill up, the pumps, you know, those filters are only so good, you know. Luckily, he knew something was going on before he kept beating on the bike. The last thing you want to do is beat on the bike. So now you have a weak fuel source, which the fuel is designed to cool down the engine and make it run healthy. So if you have a poor fuel source, what ends up happening is you're running that one cylinder very, very hot, which is going to create engine damage. So you could potentially hurt the valves. You could burn the valves up. You could bend a valve. You can cause piston damage. Piston rings, cylinder walls, like you name it, you can, because again, you're running that cylinder extra hot, and it's just going to create all that extra heat, which then in turn can do some damage. So I wanted to show you the graphs and kind of show you the mannerism that the bike was having to kind of further confirm my thought process as to why it was a clogged injector, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm listening to on the customer when they're telling me these things. And this is what I see. So here was the graph. Now, like I said, this customer has been here before. We have tuned this bike before. So the red graph was after, now he had been here prior. Let me just go over this really quickly for you guys. I don't like it when people jump the gun and they're looking at the numbers and they're not listening. Pay attention, okay? He had been here before with multiple issues on this bike before, okay? This bike was used and abused before he got it. We have fixed quite a few things on this bike throughout the last about 3 years now. It's gone through a new ECU. We've had a different wiring harness, coils, plugs, new fuel pump. I want to say we cleaned and cleaned the tank out, things like that. We've cleaned his fuel lines out in the past, right? Either way, this was done years ago. Keep that in your mind, years. And this particular guy, he does basically daily drive this bike. He's racking up miles. He's driving the snot out of this bike, okay? Good kid. Anyway, that's why I keep saying, look, I want to say the injectors were one of the things that we did not replace on this bike. We've cleaned them in the past, but we did not replace them in the past, okay? So needless to say, I wanted to show you this graph, and this is the indication on as to why I thought what I was thinking. Here was the tune before. See how we have a nice linear pull, right? Nice linear power band all the way to red line, okay? Same thing, we have a nice flat torque curve. This is exactly what you want to see out of a bike. Beautiful torque curve, honestly. Gixxers are always have a nice torque curve to them. Their cam profiling and all that, very, very nice, okay? Now look at the blue line here, and this is what we just did recently. So he's down 12 wheel and 6 pound-foot of torque, which is substantial, but look at this lower RPM. We are down heavily on his horsepower here. So he's down almost 20 wheel horsepower at this lower RPM, okay? We're at 58.8 and he was at 76.8. So about 18 wheel horsepower that he's down at this lower RPM. This is at about 6K or so, 6,000 RPM. So notice this whole entire curve. Now granted, look, right around, let's see here. Yeah, right around the 73, right around 7K or so. Notice now how it starts to get linear again, and we have a nice, again, basically a nice pull to redline again. But we're still having issues all in all, and we're down on power. So this stumble that we're seeing down low, all this stumbling and everything, this and the fact that the power curve is down all the way across the board indicates to me, again, we're having an issue. Clearly have an issue. So, and then now look at our air fuel down low. We have a very lean enrichment. We have very lean mixture rather down low at the lower RPM going into mid-range. And now notice mid-range going up to high RPM. Air fuel is very similar to the last time that he was here, okay? So again, upper injectors looks like they're spraying okay. Lower injectors definitely having some problems. So that was the clear indication that, hey, we're having a fueling problem. So all in all, I wanted to show you guys that. I do wish I'd have taken some video of it running on the dyno, but like I said, we're very busy here. We're trying to get through jobs and all that jazz. We do miss some of the filming, but a lot of times you'll have a stutter, hesitation, things like that. So hopefully this helped you guys out there who are having issues with your bikes. Maybe this is a good video for you guys to know that to help diagnose your problem. But anyway, wanted to show you guys that, and now I got to get back to work. All right, guys, so it is Wednesday, and well, we're deciding to go ahead and do a little bit of a break day, if you will. I've been pushing the guys pretty hard. We have been doing a lot of projects. We've had a lot of stuff, as you guys can see. We've been there's been a lot of things I haven't even filmed, truthfully, that we are doing that you guys don't know about, but it's been pretty stressful. Lewis has a lot of stuff going on in his life. Daryl, same with him. You know, we're all pretty stressed out right now. So we decided to take a little bit of a break day, if you will. And today we are going indoor go-kart racing. So we're almost there now, or I'm almost there now. I'm getting close to there now. And everyone's been kind of friendly shit talking to each other. So we're going to see what goes down today. We actually even have some other people that are on bikes that are going to show up. We'll see how many of them show up, but it's going to be an interesting day. I told them grab my GoPro, bring the GoPro, and we're going to have some fun. I'm getting ready to pull into the parking lot here in just a minute, but I think it'll be pretty interesting. Let's see. We're all in competition. It's a timed event thing, so each lap they obviously they got lap timers and stuff in the carts, so every time you do a lap they time it, and from memory, if memory serves correctly, the lap, like an average lap time here is like 1 minute and 25 seconds or something like that. I'll have to, when we get there, we'll film it. We'll go over the whole shebang, and we're gonna film it. I'm gonna get all the guys on camera. We're all gonna do our thing, and we're gonna see how this plays out. But it should be a pretty fun day. I'm looking forward to it. I know the guys are looking forward to it, and we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna win. I already know it. I'm gonna beat all their asses. Let's see what happens. It's about to go down. Anything to say? Anything to say? Get beat. Anything to say, D? We'll see what happens. So Daryl's actually a good driver. He does a lot of drifting. I don't know if any of y'all know that. He actually drifts, so he actually knows how to drive. Daryl. He can actually drive.
Look, see, you guys got to catch me already.
So we got Brandon, Boosted Neon, which is Daryl.
That's me and my SRT4.
I guess I'm Speedy Gonzalez. And then Larry, Little Saint, and then TZ. All right, here we go.
was like they kept turning my cart off. Bro, my cart would just die and then come back. I get it, it's a rental. And they gotta conserve tires and stuff like that, so I understand.
Woo! That was fun. How we going, man?